Hey, rock soldiers, it's the metal dude back with you. Just got home from another hellish shift at the fried chicken barn, or as we underpaid employees like to call it, the grease feast. Sorry I haven't heard from you in a little bit, but they actually upped my hours a good chunk this week, so I just haven't had the chance to get back on the air, you know, but the good thing is I'll be hitting like 32 hours or something this paycheck, so at the end of the day, it'll be a pretty big bump in my incoming funds. That's, you know, always good. Which, of course, means I'll be getting all the closer to getting my guitar out of hock, so, you know, raise the horns to that. Crack this baby. So, that's good, but, unless, of course, that witch Penelope gets me fired first. I mean, you won't believe what she pulled today. I mean, I'm the one with the seniority. So, I'm hauling a carcass canister out back to the dumpster, and she's like, hey, someone puked on the floor in the restroom. And she looks at me, you know, like, I need to take care of it. So, I said, well, I'm doing this, and if you saw it, maybe you should handle it. And she's all, I didn't see it. A customer told me. So I came back, well, if you're the point of contact, then, you know, maybe you should follow through while I take care of the trash for the evening. And she's like, and maybe you should just do as I say. That really got me. So I fired back. I would, but I'd hate to break my New Year's resolution, you know. And she's like, keep it up, and you and I will be sailing rough seas, and it won't be on the Love Boat. So I said, well, there's no threat of that, because I like my music heavy, but not my women. All 3 tons of her just gave me the evil eye, you know. So we'll see if I even have a job tomorrow. So that's my story. I swear, she must be knobbing the boss because there's just no way she should have been promoted to junior assistant associate trainee over me. I mean, she's barely been there a year. And full disclosure to any new listeners, my minimum wage job at the biggest fast food chicken drive-thru joint in the tri-state area, where the customers are just as awful as the food, it has all the dignity and self-fulfillment of being buried alive in a roadside mass grave. But, you know, it keeps them off my back about the whole, you know, being gainfully employed thing. And no surprises here, my boss is a total dick. Outside of the Nazism, I totally caught him in an a cappella moment where he was just singing Achy Breaky Heart. I mean, WTF, man. Anyway, shift's over, I'm home. So yeah, just me here in the basement, aka the Rock Hall of Lame, chilling out with an after-action brown bottle and bringing you folks some metal entertainment like a glacial fist to the face. Oh, and hey, I haven't had me some beer nuts. Crack these open. You know, these are really hard to find these days, but they have them down at the dollar store, so that was cool. Yeah, so Mom's out for a few days on some work thing. I don't know, but that's cool. So I can blare the tunes a few decibels louder than normal. Oh, cheers, guys. I'm gonna have some of these. Don't mind me. Love these things. Oh, and last night, I was actually able to make some more headway on Guitar Hero World Tour. I'm like 58% of the way through the game now, man. Really stoked about that. So what's going on with you guys? Going any shows, new albums you're jazzed about, rock god sightings? Oh, I got a good one. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Oh, man, I'm beat. I gotta tell you, these extra work hours really wear me out, man. But since my guitar is still in hock at the pawn shop, I really got no choice. I mean, if the grease feast taps me on the shoulder for the extra ducats, I gotta take them. Still, guitar, no. I'm still diligently working on new songs for the band. I think at this point, I pretty much have enough material for a full-length album. It's just a matter of, writing the songs, recruiting the band members, getting a record contract, actually recording it. So, until such time, the project will remain a virtual band, but, alive and well. Hey, well, I'm thinking about, let me give you Metal Maniacs a track list refresher, huh? Yeah. All right, let me, there it is. All right, so, of course, longtime listeners will know that the band's name is F-Face, using the full word. But I'm trying to keep this, rated PG-13 here. And yours truly will be doing all the vocals. Yeah. It'll be our debut album, but for sales and marketing purposes, because, I need to make some money, the record's going to be entitled Greatest Hits. Yeah, that should help sell. Anyway, so the track listing, which, the final order is subject to change, but right now I'm really liking this lineup. All right, so let me give this to you. Track 1, just going to start off big with the blistering Storming the Gates of Hell. Track 2, Dead Body Dysmorphia. Track 3, Hell Sweet Hell, and then in parentheses, a lullaby. Track 4, Hemorrhoid of the Gods. Track 5, Government-Funded Porn. Track 6, the ballad on the album, Let Me Dry Your Eyes, My Dear, and then in parentheses, with a hair dryer. Track 7, Your Love is Like a Zit on My Butt Cheek. Track 8, Cokehead Coquette. Track 9, The Devil Made Me Do It, and then in parentheses, Your Honor. Track 10, Frosting and Roaches. So yeah, as you can tell, the track listing is pretty tight at this point. This album is just gonna kick ass across the airwaves once it's actually, fully written and recorded. And I don't know, I might add another song or two. We'll see if I can come up with a cool title, and then I'll, write something for it. But I tell you what, though, since at the moment I can pump up the volume without parental intervention, I might just give you guys a treat. Yeah, I'm in a good mood now that I'm home, so after this podcast, I'll give you a sample of the opening track, Storming the Gates of Hell. So be on the lookout for that. Again, just keep in mind, my guitar is currently in hock, so... All right, what's next? Before I forget again, one of the queens had a birthday, and I totally missed it. To my mind, one of the most gifted and beautiful front women in rock history since Pat Benatar or Deborah Harry. Happy birthday, Doro. Yeah, still looking 23, baby. Hey, speaking of chicks that rock, if you aren't already in the know, then you'll want to be sure to check out Sakura Yoshida's YouTube channel. This chick is super hot, super talented, and can play guitar like you wouldn't believe. Just nailing difficult songs note for note while, barely looking at her guitar. My personal recommendations are her covers of Glenn Tipton's Baptism of Fire, the re-uploaded version, Dragon Force's Ashes of Dawn, and Priest the Sentinel. And man, be sure to check out the effortless speed and precision she has on those solos. It's mind-blowing. I totally have a YouTube crush going on. And, as far as her videos, we're not talking about big production values here. It's just her and her guitar in front of a curtain, totally melting your face off with her rock goddess awesomeness. Yeah. All right, let me get my infatuation in check here as we dive into the next order of business. Man, these beer nuts are good. All right. This segment we'll call Plagiarism. And I know this one's late in coming, but I just discovered it because, as you all know, I tend to lean towards real metal, populated by demons, drinking, and debauchery. So the initial release of this review went under my radar. But let's back up a minute before I start the review. So in the year 2000, King Diamond, all hail the king, put out an album named The House of God. And the album starts with an intro of over a minute's worth of eerie music, then crescendos into this killer yet distinctive riff. It's a killer album, and it was a killer tour. I still got my share of the album cover from the show I went to. Huge fan of King and Merciful. Now, jump forward to 2018, 18 years later. Stryper has this album, Goddamn Evil. And guess what? The album starts with an intro of over a minute's worth of eerie music, then crescendos into a killer yet distinctive riff. Now, my CD player's broke, so I'm gonna have to give you some mouth guitar on this. But, don't take my mouth guitar word for it. If you don't already own either of these albums, then you can find them both on YouTube. Just locate the full album version, start the beginning, hit play, and you can judge the inescapable similarities for yourself. Here, let me give you a crack at it. All right, so that was King Diamond's song. Now let's go into the quote-unquote Stryper song version. So there you have it. There's some real irony that the boys from Stryper are borrowing pretty heavily from King Diamond. So this seems to pretty much cement that if you want to make good rock, you gotta be bad. That said, I have total respect for the metal capabilities of Stryper. If they ever want to throw some tickets my way, I'd be down to go see one of their shows. Hey, and that goes double for King Diamond. And let me throw in Denner Sherman into that mix. Hells yeah. Hey, let me get back to metal sightings, right? As I mentioned earlier. So, my buddy Steve said he had what he believes to be a total metal sighting yesterday. He was pulling out of the Tri-County Library parking lot when this guy on a Harley totally cut in front of him. At first he said he was pissed, but then he realized it was either the 9th, 10th, or 11th drummer from Annihilator. He said it totally made him have a great remainder of the day. He was stoked. So I think that's pretty ripping. So, guys, keep those metal sightings coming my way. Love to report them. All right, guys. Like I said, I'm beat. The whole work thing, extra hours, so... Yeah. I think that's about a wraps for me. And besides, I think I hear Guitar Hero calling me, so... Yeah, rock and roll children. Hang tight, be tough. And until next time, keep the horns high and hard. See ya! These are good.